hello, and welcome to Proficiency Bonus. I am your whatever I call myself, my benevolent and loving DM. I don't know what I call it myself.
If that's what you
Sarah,
are today.
sure, I'm benevolent and loving today. And this is Icewind Rime of the Frostmaiden. Episode 8, I believe. That's what I put in, so it's episode 8. It's canon now. Before we begin, I would like to
It's
thank some of
also
our.
true.
Okay, good.
Or-
That made some of our shows possible. No, some of our sponsors that have made this show possible: Twitch, Streamlabs, OBS, and Little Dragon Corp. If you type in exclamation point Little Dragon in chat for information, uh, if you use the coupon code PROBONUS at checkout, you'll receive a 10% discount on your order. And we also like Cardboard Castle games. Type in exclamation point CCG in chat for more information about them as well. So with that, we will launch straight into our recap here. And last time on a very special episode of Rime of the Frostmaiden, let's see. I made a written recap. So, the players were paid in gems for the Cauldron of Plenty. They then set off to find a rumored druid that lives west of Caer Dineval. They went into the town proper to find that the inn had no rooms to let, and the old castle was unavailable as well, since the townspeople is sick and frail. The adventurers found the old inn happened to be inhabited by some invisible dwarves, or Dorgor, that grew in size, and the players were attacked by them. After all but one was defeated, they learned about the plans of Zorodak Sunblight, who intends to build a dragon out of Chardalin with a dragon heart forge. There was some talk as to letting the Dorgar live or die, but it turned out that he was set free, only to be killed soon after on a command from Evander. Yeah, a lot of name calling going on right now. It's hideous stuff. Tensions ran high between Kavik and Gray. The party split for the night to let off some of their steam. Auntie received a disturbing message from her new representative, and Kavik worked on a new invention. Farewell and Gray went outside to pace, and were overheard by a castle guard, who apologized and admitted them entry. They were let into a cozy room as Gray began to reveal some secrets about his past. And Gray, would you like to pick up from there? Is that
Oh,
appropriate
oh
to
my
say?
goodness. Yeah, sure. We can go right into that. I definitely remember exactly what Gray was going to talk about. I think he said, I would like to tell you a little bit about where I come from. I think, and then we went like
I
dun
I
dun.
think that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, uh, what's my voice again? I'm old,
What's my
cranky.
voice?
What's my voice? Um, well, I guess I should start with pulling up my document about where I'm from so that I don't get any of this stuff wrong.
Very true.
Alrighty. First off, I guess I'll try. Have you ever heard of a place called Salvation? What about Ragos? Alright. Well, I've seen beings like you before from a place called Ragos, though it's not where I'm from. I'm from a place called Salvation. It's the name of a city, but it may as well be the world because it's pretty much all that's left. Where I come from, the year is 1675. And in year zero, we destroyed the world. Or someone did. Not me. I'm not that old. But the Archmagi were able to save some of us by lifting a city up into the sky above. And that's what salvation is. And it's been most of what I've known my entire life. So, either this place is the world below a long, long time ago, or it's an entirely different place altogether. So I don't belong here. And I believe you said the same. I was hoping maybe we belong to the same place, but it sounds like we're not. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Where exactly Icewind Dale is. And I think someone said it's like 14 something here. So that's off. But you've also probably noticed that I'm not just a regular soldier. I think you saw back under the guard barracks. You as well. This is what I like about you. A lot in common and a good listener. What you saw me do was, we call it the echo. It's a technique that I learned back in Salvation. And I thought that I had lost my connection to it. But it's slowly coming back. And I think maybe I'm on the verge of bringing it back. I'll be more useful with it. But I know you don't need to sleep, but you don't need to hear an old man just talk about stories of faraway flying cities all night. If you have questions, I can share a little, but as far as I'm concerned, all of that is not really important right now. It's about what we do right now. Figure out who these people are. The ones in the castle, I mean. What's going on. Kind of just slumps a little bit on the edge of the bed. Obviously not wanting to, prattle on, but enough context.
You're in an armchair. We're both in armchairs.
Oh, that's right, we're in armchairs.
Plush armchairs.
Slumps forward.
Very comfy armchairs.
Very
They were described as very comfy.
Yes.
But,
Farewell does take a bit to dig out a scrap of paper and a pen and ink and scrawls out, hands you the piece of paper, and on it it says, "Where I was created was destroyed as well."
This is what I mean. Magic. I'm gonna assume because of magic. If not, correct me, but it can do great things. And unfortunately destroy a lot of other things as well. We're both products of other people having things that they want to destroy. Wish we came from more peaceful times. But what can you do? I'm sorry about your home. Yeah.
Alright. Okay, Is there anything on the other side that you'd be doing? Anji would have, I believed Anji threw up and came inside and was trying to settle, herself to sleep. Um,
Oh, that's right. Do you have a DND20 for that amazing call that you
I
did?
do.
That's
I've
what we
got DM's
decided, right?
inspiration, and everyone else has a
A
communal
shared
nat
D20.
20 that one of you can grab at any time.
Okay.
So,
Cool, 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 cool.
when Vander or I know Kavik was tinkering until he went to sleep.
Yep. I finished creating my next great invention, which is a lantern of tracking. And it's meant for aberrations.
Ooh.
So it'll go for 6 hours with 1 pint of oil, giving bright light in a 30-foot radius, and then an additional 30 of dim. If the lantern is within 300 feet of any creature that is an aberration, its flame turns bright green. The lantern doesn't pinpoint the creature's exact location, however.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and light that now that it's finished, and I will put it on the ground next to me and just, like kind of stare at it until I go to sleep.
Okay.
On the other end, Evander had pulled out two of the other creature summoning balls from the bag of tricks, and I believe it was a panther and a dire wolf
Okay.
that were instructed to basically watch the exits. If anyone other than our party tries to come in, let me know. And Evander just went to sleep.
Okay. So as you all settle down for your long rest, Gray.
I knew it.
Gray. I love you all
Hi.
equally, but some of
Hi,
you just
Sam.
make me laugh. You all make me laugh. You recall, as you slip into your slumber, you recall a feeling of arcane energy surrounding you, of a sense of power, then a feeling, a wisp of fleeting motion, of love, of hope, of happiness, then fear, fear of loss, loss of that love, and then nothing, just an echo of a memory, just the frozen tundra around you. And you all are officially now level 3.
Woohoo!
It's back, baby!
Yeah.
The echo is back, baby!
So I'm sure you all leveled up, but just make sure that you have everything prepared for the day. And
Yes.
the morning sun, uh there really is no sun again in this campaign, so unfortunately it just kind of gets brighter out.
There goes the sun.
Do 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 do.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Um,
Bless you.
you you in the castle, Caredinimal. A a young tiefling kind of sticks his head in the door and looks around and says, "Are are you awake? Hello?"
The
I
helmet
just
just
turn
sort
my
of
head and look at him.
Oh, okay.
the helmet
Yeah.
was down and then it tilts up and it's like
Oh, okay. Two ironclad figures. They didn't really tell me what to expect. So yeah. There's breakfast in the main hall for you. Amir. You can wait there. I was told to ask if your friends would be coming. Your friends? Are they coming?
well, probably not unless we fetch them. For a while, I don't know if they'll actually listen to me. You don't need to eat. Could you possibly maybe go see if they could come?
Okay, so you don't eat, you do eat, and how many more are coming? I need to know how many plates to make. I'm sorry. So sorry. Three, four? Four total? Okay. Anything else?
With Anji, 5 total for all of us, but 3 more are coming. But 4 people eat. I get what you're saying. Okay. I got it. Dylan got it. Dylan
Okay.
figured it out.
Okay. I'll escort you to the front gate, and I'll wait for you outside. Okay. Okay. And he opens the door, and farewell. You can follow me or more.
Yeah, I would follow him to the front gate.
Okay.
And I would walk quite slowly over to where we left our companions.
Okay. At this point, you can.
You know, like a very nice Sunday afternoon stroll, like.
Okay.
Just
In this point,
taking
you
my
can
time.
see outside here are a kennel full of dogs. I don't know if I told you that before. There are a bunch of dogs in this kennel here. Like huskies, like Gray has. And Gray, where would your dogs have been with you inside?
If no one, like, kept them from me, then yeah, I would have had them just laying at my feet in that
Okay.
chair where he probably falls.
Yeah, that's fine. Your dogs are probably a little tamer than just the and more familiar with people than regular kennel dogs. So I'm gonna say that they stuck by your side and didn't really want to stray. So, okay.
Yo,
So farewell,
love these
walking
dogs.
down the road at a leisurely pace. Um, you guys in the old wreckage of the inn. When you feel the sun try to struggle to come up, it just brightens in the sky a bit. Um,
Well, I'm
Well,
waking up and I'm feeling pretty good about the world.
okay.
I've I don't really hold on to anger or irritation. It's not logical. And so I'm pretty pleased with my creations that I made before I went to sleep, and feel like I rested finally. Like in all of our, time together, everyone's kind of got the sense is like Kavik doesn't sleep, he drinks. And this is maybe the first time he's gotten to sleep without, knocking himself out with whiskey. And so he's feeling pretty good. He gets up, cleans himself up, getting ready for the day, and kind of walks out onto the porch using the kind of morning light to admire the this kind of metallic scorpion uh, that is articulated and wrapped around his forearm
Right.
now. And he sees Farewell walking down the street, and he kind of gives Farewell a good morning nod.
There's no reaction power, it just keeps walking
Now,
towards you, but still walking.
Oh, I was like,
No
I thought you
nod
meant
or
like
anything.
past, like just ghosts me.
yeah.
Oof.
Probably walks past you into the entryway of the building,
I kind of
just
I
to
just
see
kind
what's
of
going on in there.
shrug, and go back to polishing my scorpion.
at this point, Evander would probably be emerging from the room where he slept, no longer with 2 animal companions, as they have disappeared at the time of dawn. But he would have spent the last 15 to 20 minutes or so of reminiscing back to different prayers and rituals of his cult in order to use his arcane discovery to learn see invisibility for 2 hours.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. Well, good morning to you all, says Anji as she wakes up and stretches. And might we find a bite in this place? Do you think?
Aye, that'll be a good idea. I'd like a cup of tea as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit
As
hungry.
Farrell sort of is shadowing the door, she just makes like a and starts backing away and seeing if you get the message. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I guess Farewell knows where some food can be found. Maybe it's wherever she and Gray spent the night.
Sure, I trust the cunning intellect behind that robotic facade.
You cannot go wrong trusting a robot.
I stop in front of Kavik, look him up and down.
You're right. Do you need any maintenance or anything?
Did oh,
Just offering to help. It's no call to be calling me rude. All right. You probably
I just
don't mean.
turn, and keep walking. Just dismissed. I'm out.
oof.
I walk up the
Was
street
so I, like
towards the
I kind
castle.
of okay. So I kind of turned to Evander and go, was Farewell describing me as rude, or as saying what they were about to do was rude? I'm not quite sure.
I think that she's not particularly happy with maybe us as a whole, but particularly not you. So I'll try to avoid making similar mistakes as to yourself. I don't know particularly what you did, but it appears we are not in her best graces.
You mean last night? They're still concerned over that? That's just nothing.
I can't speak for what they feel. It'll blow over, I'm sure.
All right.
well,
Come on,
I
let's go
don't
get
like
a.
it one bit. All of us fighting. Why don't we go to the castle and just see what's there?
Right, let's go have a bite to eat.
All right. You see, Farewell, good 20 yards ahead of you, and you round the area, and you're
I
all
I am walking at a more normal speed now, not just a
okay.
jaunty like initial. And I don't really care if they follow, but if they do, then that's up to them.
Okay. You see Mira at the gate, and I think Mira has a token, but I don't know where it is. But that's fine. You see Mira at the gate, and he's like, "Oh, are your friends following? Oh, oh, oh. Okay, that's them. Okay. Right, right, right. More plates, more plates." And you see him hold the door for you, Farewell, but then run inside behind you to go alert the cook for
So
more
are we
food.
just stuck
I
outside?
No, no, he left the
I
door open for you, kind of.
Oh.
We're
yeah.
inside at this point.
Yeah, you can say you guys are. Oops, I just stretched your
You're
token, didn't
probably
I?
Oh wow.
where Farewell's
I'm
token
really fat.
is.
Yeah. All right. You guys are. I don't know where your token is. Farewell.
And
I put you in the wall.
they
Hold on.
killed
This is
Gray in
taking
the
a little while.
morning. And you're gonna
Are we
eat
on?
him for breakfast.
Are we on the battlement? There we go.
There you go. So you see this courtyard. You see the stairs. You see this is a wolf, like a husky pen over here, and you see the grand doors before you. And you see Farewell just going inside. Mira having ran ahead to alert the cook who was there.
I would definitely follow suit.
Yep.
Uh,
Time for breakfast.
yes. Gray, you can move your token if you wish to wherever you would be. Here,
He's probably sitting right over here.
okay. And soon enough, you guys receive some food. Mira kind of stands on Jesus' middle of the table. It doesn't matter. He's saying he does.
Dancing on the table.
Yeah, probably. So, Anji's not in the wall. I can't see these things. Anyway, so there we go. A lot better. So as you guys are eating, Nier kind of stands in one of the corners and kind of just is there in case you guys need anything. But otherwise, it's quiet in here.
I'm gonna take my tray and kind of set myself opposite of Gray. And, kind of before, I tuck in, just kind of look across the table at him and, steeple my fingers. It has come to my attention that I may have been a wee bit brusque last night. Sometimes I get a little bit excited, and I am sorry if I offended. Oh, sorry about that.
It was easier to say the second time. For the cough.
It's not really my favorite word to say.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
Not really. My R's roll fine off the tongue, but sorry. Just something about it just doesn't feel right. But I mean it.
I knew that perhaps you were getting just a little bit caught in your head. Because I know the type. It's a sign of someone that is genuinely brilliant. But I needed to go. Otherwise, there was going to be physicality. So I took my time. I'm happy to have you back.
I'm glad that I had to be back there. Are we all right?
Yeah. We're all right.
Good. I think we all need to work on listening to each other. I didn't listen to you, and that is not a way to work logically. It's not very scientific.
We survive together or we die alone.
And he reaches over and grabs a large, mug of tea and kind of holds it up. Clink.
Damn.
And then he just quaffs the whole tea.
He just kind of lifts it again, but puts it back down. It's actually empty.
I was about to say, do you want another straw? I can make you another straw. You can put it up through the the wee little grill in your mask.
I'll try the straw.
You're darn tootin' you will. And he reaches into his pack and he pulls out a metal straw. And says, I've been working on a couple of ideas for this, because this is a wee bit awkward to carry around. What if you could just fold it? So that'll be what I'm working on next. So here you go. This one's for you.
Thank you. He if there's a pitcher to refill your drink, he'll refill it. Holds it up puts it in.
Are you going up underneath?
Underneath.
You don't have any air
underneath.
holes?
There's the eye slits, but there isn't something down by the mouth, so it's either one of these or it's under the chin. So he goes under
You
the
must
chin.
get the worst
It gets
CO2.
humid. It gets so humid under there.
CO2 poisoning in there.
Yeah.
There's a reason behind the armor design. But we'll get to that someday. We'll get to it someday.
Little tidbit.
I mean, the day that you, because I know that you want to work on the armor, he'll probably be like, it needs to be designed a certain way. So, when we get there, buddy.
Evander will just, at this point, just call out, not to anyone in particular, like just to the room, just, "Oh, I'm glad we're friends again, and we're hugging and laughing and everything.
Whoa,
but
whoa, whoa! No one said anything
What?
about hugging.
I'm definitely not laughing.
What are we trying to do today? Are we... This is a nice place for a meal. Are we helping them? Or are we swinging through?
I thought we were going to be helping you.
This is true.
I want to speak to the master of this place. I want to at least know what's wrong. Not necessarily fix it, but I want to know what's going on. Can't just keep bumbling from town to town and not learning anything. And then maybe we can ask about the druid.
Sure. From your time here, have you met them or anyone we could seek audience with to get to them?
I believe
I
that's
point
why
at
they
the young tiefling that has helped us so far.
Oh, yes. Are you done? Are you done? I'm supposed to talk to you when you're done.
Are we going to go meet with what do you call the master of the castle?
Yes,
The
yes,
speaker?
yes. Not the speaker, but his associate, Cardoth. I'll be right back. And he darts into the room where you guys were sleeping and into the other door that you guys saw.
Oh, okay.
And then he runs back and he says, Cardoth says he's ready for you.
Is the speaker too ill to speak on their own?
Yes, very ill, very sick, very old.
Speaker that
Sure.
can't speak. And I'll like put my little like napkin or whatever down on the table and stand up.
Yeah, Mir goes to grab all the plates and you see him hurrying off to one of the rooms.
I shovel down the rest of my eggs and bacon or whatever, and watch the straw as it is carried away.
No. That'll go back in the belt. That'll go back in the belt.
I'm just pulling your leg.
I assume we would follow along to wherever this person would lead us.
Okay.
This way.
Yep. So.
Come on, everybody. On the map. Move your little token. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, here's the other door. This is the room that I was staying in. This is the really fancy room, but on the map it looks like a jail cell.
It looks real fancy.
It looks real fancy.
Super
but no,
fancy.
it's got like, so the dogs are probably in here, so you can probably surmise this is where Gray got to sleep.
Alright. So there you see. Let me see if I have a picture of him. I think I do.
Ooh.
Oops, just put that on the car.
What's with these modules and all the NPCs looking hella evil?
Nope, not that one.
Trust no one.
Well, because it doesn't matter if they're like hostile or not, they always have the red ring around them, so I'm always like,
Kadroth. Sorry, it's Kadroth. Not that it matters.
Kadroth?
Kadroth.
Fade Rotha.
And that's what he looks like. It's a paunchy,
The dice must flow.
paunchy looking tiefling. I don't know why I highlighted that. And, he stands before this fire in this room smoking a pipe. And, there's a, sort of...
Is that a pipe? I thought it was a knife.
Maybe it's a knife, I don't know. Oh, it is a knife. Oh, well, he's got a pipe in one hand and a knife in the other. Why not?
He's smoking a knife.
Yeah.
It's like a peace pipe knife.
And,
Yeah, I guarantee you that's already been made.
Probably. And, he's standing there and says, "So, you've been sleeping in my friend's castle for the night." What business do you have here?
Can I, sorry to real quick insight check that. Was that an intentional mistake, or does he really think of this as his castle? Can I
He
try
said his
to insight check
friend's
that?
castle.
Sure,
He said his
Sarah
friend's
messed up,
castle.
but sure.
Oh, okay.
But did I? Go ahead.
No, that's a 13.
Maybe he's secretly actually the speaker in this chicken song.
Yeah, you're barely not sure. You catch it, but you're not sure what it means. So, is there anything I can assist you with before you leave? Hmm?
We know that the speaker, your friend who owns this place, is ill. Why might that be?
Oh, he's got a consumptive cough in his chest, and we feel it's best to keep him at rest. You see? We don't want him also to go out in public in the cold. It keeps getting colder here and colder, and it's very perturbing. All of you make a investigation check.
Investigation +5.
3.
That is a 21.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Okay. This would figure that you would see this. You see, Kavik, you see a piece of chandelier around his neck. An amulet of some sort.
The camera zooms in to
Yeah.
Kavik's eye.
Yeah.
A violin string.
Yeah. So you see that, but you're not sure why it's there. Um,
This crap's
But-
everywhere.
but Thub actually coughs and shoots a look at Kadroth. And Kadroth says, "Oh, right. Let me offer my assistance to you. Per our soothsayer. She has foretold you're coming and wants to meet you."
Soothsayer.
Yes.
Different from the speaker.
Different from the speaker. She has glimpses, you see, of the future sometimes, and she has foretold your arrival in some sort, and I suppose she wants to talk to you about that.
I have a question.
Yes.
If our arrival was foretold, why were we turned away at the gate?
We were under the impression you were different people. We knew that people were coming to the castle. We did not know who or when exactly. We just know that we had potential allies arriving.
Allies.
Yes.
Wow.
Allies against what sort of enemy or problem?
Why, the winter itself.
I
Don't you know that
mean-
there's a great problem here with the whole sun not in the sky thing, and the winter and the rime, and
You think
don't-
you can defeat the weather? Is
I
this
don't
what
know
you're
if I
trying
can
to
be
say?
negative.
it's not the
Winter
weather.
is not something that I can fight.
Yeah, can't you just use like a couple extra blankets at night or something?
It's the rime itself we are trying to fight. You see, Auril is in control of this land, has it under her iron talon, icy talon, I guess, and we have plans to overcome this grip she has on the north. We need people out there. People like yourselves going to and fro and to help us all in the movement forward towards ending this, bringing about a new chapter, a new life, a new beginning.
What
this-
would you have us do, and for what incentive?
For now, just go out there and collect your information, maybe make some changes in the world, but always report back, just feeding us whatever you do. We're just looking on ways to pinpoint where to go and what to do ourselves.
I'm sure we'd be happy to share information at some time in the future, but we're an enterprising sort of group. We're happy to do good, but one must feed oneself. And so I think we're going to be requiring some type of, as my friend said, some incentive or some kind of payment.
I see, I see. Well, why don't you make a persuasion check?
All right. Persuasion is a -1. Let's see how that goes.
Oh no.
I keep forgetting, but he sounds so.
Reasonable.
But then I remember.
17.
Ooh. Perhaps I can offer you initiation into our knighthood. And just fee, small fee, if I talk to some people here before you leave. Perhaps you go see the soothsayer.
Pardon me, are
And
you
I talk
saying
to
that
the
I
spirit.
would pay a small fee?
No, we would pay you a small fee. Sorry.
Right. I thought you were going to give me this honor and then have me pay for the privilege.
No, please. Join our brotherhood. Our chapter.
Beyond all of this,
And I'll see what I can rustle up.
we are capable of medicine and healing to a certain extent. Being that you have a weakened speaker, would we be able to gain audience and try and help with that? Again, given the necessary incentive.
I'm afraid he's very contagious. We're not sure what exactly is causing the disease. If you do wish to see him, you can. I'll arrange it after your meeting, but we would prefer you stay away for right now until we can gain more insight onto this matter. Yes. You
Can't get sick.
can't get sick.
They.
Can't get sick.
You.
Yeah, no sick.
Okay.
No sick.
Well, to the soothsayer then, I guess.
I will let you know about the offers that we have after you meet with her.
As a sign of good faith, I have a few more questions that
Of
hopefully
course,
you
of
can
course.
answer.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the reward of, you said, induction into your knighthood?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Quite.
I myself am already sworn. I will actually utilize my let's see, I do have
It'll
the
be double
background
knight.
feature of like military rank. I am a knight. I don't know if I have a badge or something of it, but hopefully just I am already sworn to someone, and I don't think swearing a knighthood to someone else is kosher with my code. However,
Understandable.
perhaps maybe just some information. We attempted to stay at the inn here in this town, and we were turned away, even though it seemed there were probably rooms available. the innkeeper seemed, I don't know how to put it, possibly afraid
I was going to
or
say,
put
he's
off.
a bit xenophobic. You see.
So no outsiders.
It's
Kind
odd,
of
isn't
hard
it?
to run in a tavern and inn for just those in your community who already have homes.
I know, but he turned us away as well. Our knighthood.
You tried to stay there even though you
Yes.
have a castle?
Some of our off members that you'll see throughout your travel of the castle.
Turned away members of the knighthood.
Yes.
Do you have any? Is it just? It's just his personal prejudice.
I have not spoken to him enough to know whether or not he was very rude, so I left his presence immediately.
That I can agree on. And there's also been talk of a druid that lives somewhere outside of this settlement.
Ah,
Do
yes.
you or the soothsayer know
I've
where
heard
she
of a
is?
druid. West of here, between us and Tourmaline. Tourmaline. Let me make sure that's the right pronunciation.
Tourmaline? Right though, Nate?
Tourmaline. Termalaine. Tourmaline.
Alright.
Between us and Tourmaline lies someone who claims to have dominion over the natural forces, but I wouldn't know about that.
Alright. Well, those were my two questions.
Anyone else?
Evander would just like to quickly link with Anji,
Mhm.
and not necessarily needing a response, but just pushing forth the idea that one of us should try the best to get audience with this speaker. Even if they can't speak, one of us could likely communicate. Maybe something's wrong here, I don't know. But just putting that forward.
Yes, what an absolutely fabulous idea. Why don't you and Farewell go, and I'll go with the other two, and we'll see how this whole shebang works out.
I love that she even thinks like that.
Should-
Out of character, so I didn't want Gray to take the initiative and ask these guys about the dwarves. Are we just gonna not talk to this guy about that? Because I didn't think we should.
We don't say the D word in public. And by D, I mean Dwargar.
Okay.
Would we have known, by the way, that the difference between dwarves and Duergar?
That's
Does anybody here
true.
know actually what a Duergar is?
Maybe Anji would know because they look like dwarves, but they're not. That's the only thing I can think of, but unless one of you has a connection like to the Underdark, I would say no.
No.
Okay,
I think
that's what I thought, because I didn't think Farewell would know that. I think they're just weird looking dwarves.
Okay.
I'm from a flying city. I don't think I've ever seen any subterranean people. No. I think he's just chalking it up to weird dudes. Okay. So then, yeah, we won't bring them up here. So all you ask of us is that we speak to the soothsayer.
Yes, she has information that she wishes to share with you.
I see. Where is she again?
She is, let's see, C13. She's at like the I'm not gonna drag your token around.
She's in the same structure though.
Yeah, she's in the same structure. She's right upstairs. Actually, I will.
Well, we could just get the young tiefling to get us there.
Yeah,
You know.
could just escort us.
So who's going to see the soothsayer? All of you?
Yeah, and then I think afterwards we'll make that decision of trying to get audience with the speaker.
Agreed.
It doesn't If we're able to speak a little bit hushed, because I can't be telepathic, but if we're able
Yeah.
to speak a little bit hushed,
On your way up there, you
It-
can kind of fall back from
it
here.
really sounds like they are. It sounds like the speaker is hanging on by a thread. And I don't know what that means for these people. Does someone just take the place? Why speaker and not lord or some other title? What
Oh,
does he
you would
speak
know
for?
that everybody in every 10 town has a speaker.
Okay, they speak for the town.
Yeah, they're just called the speaker, but they're
Okay.
actually the lord of the town, the elected official of the town. Sorry.
He says the rest of the stuff then.
Yeah.
Hanging on by a thread, don't know what that means for these people.
Okay.
Sounds like he's on his deathbed.
So
Yeah,
merely.
it's also
Sorry. Go ahead.
Evander would then just communicate the idea that, like, it's also interesting that they did not ask for our help in aiding the speaker and instead wanted our help as pawns in their game.
Yeah, I pointed Vander.
I do wonder if their plans are in agreement with the rest of these 10 towns, or if they're acting independently. Are they all vying for some sort of control, or are they supposed? I thought they were supposed to be working together.
You know that there are rivalries between the 10 towns. There are alliances and rivalries.
I just woke
Did
up
it-
here, so I don't know too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Did anyone else notice that the fat tiefling had some chardolin around his neck?
That's also Charlemagne.
Yeah, I'd spot chardolin anywhere.
I thought this stuff was supposed to be rare.
That's what I thought too. Apparently, the whole place is just swimming in this stuff.
Comforting.
Would anyone object if I were to try to maybe relieve him of that piece?
Currently, yes.
You see.
We
Everyone
need
give
I
me
their
pointed to
control and
Vander
power.
again.
Everyone give me a perception check.
I'm just asking.
No, for now, while
Natural
we're in
20.
their castle,
Natural 20?
22
What kind of check?
22.
Sorry.
Perception.
perception. I keep forgetting I have
11.
I'm a fighter with good wisdom. Stefan could never.
22.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Dave, wherever you are.
Yeah, everyone but Kavik seems so distracted by the fact that they're Chardolin. He fails to notice that around the necks of all the other cultists that you pass by in the hallways, not that there are a lot, maybe like a couple dozen or something like that, you see around their necks are all with the same amulet of Chardolin. Now,
Is it a
everyone,
specific shape? Or is it just
Because you said it's like a pendant.
would you be asking that to the group?
No, I would be looking to see if everyone looks the same with my 22. Now that I've noticed
all
it
look the
and
same.
Kavik has pointed it out.
They all look the same. I'd say everyone notices that they all look the same except for Kavik. Everyone that succeeded, please give me a religion roll.
Gotta get that chardolin.
Everyone who succeeded on the perception check.
Yeah, give me a religion roll, because you are so infatuated on that one Kavik that you fail to notice that there are a bunch of other ones around.
19.
That's kind of on brand, honestly.
19, 1.
Yeah, I got a
Other
3, which is
Three.
totally. Yeah, that makes sense.
You-
3 for me.
Would know from somewhere, because you're not from some figment of your mind.
Yeah.
You remember that you've seen this shape before.
Does it feel like? Here,
It
I'll
is.
give you this. Here, does it feel
Okay.
like a weird memory?
No.
Okay.
You just recall this from being let's say, in the tome in your mind, you remember reading a page, maybe, about this fellow that these amulets represent. And that would be Levistus.
Levistus?
Yes. And with a 19, you would know.
Oh no. Oh no. Y'all, it's not good.
That Levistus, hold on. I wrote down what you would know if you pay.
I think Dylan has heard of Levistus
Is a
before.
devil prince
Yeah.
who rules
Yeah.
Stygia, the 5th layer of
Yeah.
hell, and he is imprisoned in an iceberg.
Yeah. Okay, so
Why is it always
Gray-
cultists? We
Gray,
always
because
get kidnapped by cultists.
Gray, that actually still works well for Gray, even though he's not from here, because the hells are the
Yeah.
hells everywhere. So Gray, I'll kind of break down as we're walking upstairs, and like Kavik brings up he was wearing Chardolin, and then like, did anyone else notice that? And then noticing other people, like the other people were passing by, all have Chardolin, and he just has this sort of, it's a little bit like just an instinctual, like what once felt really like this was a comforting place now feels dangerous. And I would say he doesn't feel safe saying it out loud right now. But his posture has changed. And it's funny because you're talking about like, can I steal it off of him? And everyone's like, no, not right now. But now my hand is on the hilt of my weapon.
And you're led by Mira into the soothsayer's room.
Everyone,
A chilly draft wafts through this bedroom despite a roaring fire in the hearth. Bundled under a thick quilt and seated in a squat rocking chair in front of the fire is a venerable dwarf with a wooden peg where her right foot should be. Next to her on a small table is a plate of food. "I've been dreading this moment," she says. "My name is Hethel, and I'm here to tell you what lies in store. A couple of visions I've seen during my days, and I just knew that you were coming, and I have to share them before I go."
does the tiefling leave us with her, or does he stay in the room with us?
Uh, he kind of nods and will stand outside the door on the other side. Yes.
And then it's just us and her in
Yes.
the room. Okay. So also Gray is like, he's like scanning the rooms in like a weirder way now. He was really casual at breakfast, and now it's like he has a head on a swivel,
Okay.
just trying to best, because he has very low deception, so his body language is very not hidden.
Yeah, probably would have noticed and sort of continuing doing the same thing. Like, something's wrong. I don't know what it is yet, but
Yeah, because he was like
I'm waiting for something to jump out.
Yeah, he was like everyone, and he was going to say something else, but now she's speaking. He's quieted down.
Well,
Muted, I think.
I knew that you found the friends, our enemies in town, the Durgar. You see, that's why you were admitted to the castle, because you helped us with them. And we know that you know, I know that you know, that Zardoc Sunblade, a Durgar warlord, will conquer Icewind Dale unless you defeat him. Zardoc has a fortress on the surface, hidden on the spine of the world. It contains, among other things, a forge powered by the still beating heart of a red dragon. He has plans for the systematic destruction of 10 towns, which you can discover for yourself. You must face dark, but not too soon. If you face them too soon, you will die. You must test your mettle against the other horrors in Icewind Dale before you can hope to survive the perils of Zaradok's fortress. And with
You
that,
say.
she closes her eyes
Ooh.
and takes a deep breath. And the chair stops
Miss.
rocking.
Is she dead?
Yeah. Does she seem to still be alive?
You can make a medicine check.
Sure.
Can I also just, since I
You can
asked,
assist him in the medicine check.
I'll
Or make a medicine check yourself, whichever you want to do.
because I
Someone
don't,
here's like a doctor, right? like knows stuff about that.
I don't think anyone.
No, not in this campaign.
No, that's a wisdom thing. Apparently,
I'm
not an
just-
intelligence thing.
I'm just gonna, because Gray doesn't want to get close to her. I want to like try and eye her and be like, is she still breathing?
Well,
And
is Evander going closer?
Learning from his mistakes last time with touching things which he was not sure whether or not they were alive or dead, he is going to use Mage Hand, and he's going to call out to this soothsayer and just try and. Excuse me, is there more you were to say? There was quite the large breath you took.
Alright, what did you both roll?
natural 20 for a 22 on my medicine check.
Ooh.
And I got 18.
You both realized at the same moment she did.
She's gone. She's gone.
I'll open the door to outside and look around for the tiefling.
He's right there. Yes. What can I help you with? Yes.
I point inside and sort of back away.
I want to try and say nothing yet and push the door back closed.
Oh, okay. I'm here. And he'll
I
tuck himself
don't
back
think it's a
outside.
good idea for us to advertise.
Everyone.
I open the door again and call for the tiefling.
Yes, okay. He comes in the room and says, what can I help you with? Oh my god, she's dead! What did you... Is she okay? Do you know how to
Nothing?
help her? Oh my god, what's gonna happen? Hethel! And he starts like, kind of shaking her. Hethel! Oh my goodness gracious. And he runs out the room and starts screaming for Kadroth.
I close the door. And look at Gray.
Farewell. Thank you.
This place isn't actually as safe as I thought. Kavik.
What?
Charlatan.
Hmm?
The pendants.
Right. Pendants?
They're
You say
all wearing
pendants,
that.
plural?
This isn't a knighthood. This is a devil cult.
Well, I don't hold with cults at all. Is there any chance that we can leave this place with a maximum amount of violence?
I don't know what they're capable of, but we should think about leaving.
We could also
I don't know what the hell she was talking
them.
about.
I think it'd be best if we just leave right now.
What do you
And so
mean
I'm gonna
use
go over to the door and see if we can open it and kind of look at everybody like, huh?
They want to induct us into the order. There must be some incentive for all these other shitbags joining.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna stick around to find out.
But then we can be more powerful. As
I'm
she just
already
said,
more
we need to
powerful.
face off against Zardoc at one point or another.
I
We should
don't
take
know
many
what
boons.
the hell she was talking about. We came here to find the druid. For you.
This is true. and we found a
Look.
potential avenue of power instead.
I didn't even like the religion of my own people, much less these weird devil cultists.
They serve the master of the fifth circle of hell.
Oh, sounds terrible.
Right?
I open the
Fifth?
door again and look out both ways just to see if anything's going on.
You hear rustle from downstairs, like a commotion, and you hear footsteps running. You presume you have a couple rounds
I leave the door
before they come
open.
upstairs.
I'm all for leaving right now at this point. Anji, what do you think?
Well, I have no idea. This is beyond my scope.
Because Anji's not here.
I just want to
I
involve.
step outside the room.
Okay.
I'm
don't-
right behind you.
I don't know if this is a run situation, talk situation, or fight situation. I don't know what they're coming up here to do. Like, are they... I don't know.
Evander's gonna pull out from the ball, like the one of his bag of tricks.
Mhm.
He's gonna throw out a new animal.
Okay. Can you roll? Can you have the table for that? Do you mind?
Yeah, I can look at that right now. I rolled a 2, so it's... Sorry, pulling it up.
On a gray.
It's a giant rat. And Evander is going to command the rat to just begin eviscerating the old woman's body.
What? Why?
Here, Nate,
Alright.
I can give you control over this giant rat if you want.
Why? Why are you doing that?
Well. All right,
That
here's
doesn't
our
make it-
story. Here is our story. We did not kill her. That's all
We
we
did
need
it
to say.
anyway!
This is true. There was a giant rat. Giant rat is going to town.
But Evander,
I point down the hall at the tiefling.
They're coming
Um,
up
He
right
already
now.
he already
the
What?
saw.
What
tieflings
is the
already
meaning of this?
saw.
What is the meaning of this? And it
Do
is
not-
Kadra.
I'm going to
Weird
reach
phone.
down and is there any like small items loose in the room?
There's a bag
What are
of
we
yarn. There's yarn balls.
Right, I'm gonna grab a yarn ball
Okay.
and I'm going to use my magical tinkering.
Okay.
So I'm going to imbue it with a magical property of my choice.
Okay.
And I'm going to have it make a non-verbal sound. So like the best approximation that I would think like demon speech would be, and I'll just like, you know, chuck it down the hallway so that way they're distracted by their
Can
devil
you
hoo-ha.
Can
speaking
you
to them.
tell me exactly which kind of speech though? Demon or devil?
In the same
It's-
moment, I'm going to draw a dagger and mime fighting off this rat to make it seem like I'm just
Okay.
going with it.
Give me a performance check. And what was that, Kevin?
So it's a 6-second long recorded message.
Okay.
But I don't speak their devil speech, and so I'm just gonna like.
Well,
like,
if it's abyssal, they would know that. Okay. So.
Okay.
It's like-
If it's
like it's
if it's double,
the first thing I think.
if it's double, they understand that it's gobbledygook. If it's demon, they don't understand it and might look at it. So it
I don't
depends
think
on
it's
you.
either. I think it's
Abyssal
him
versus
going,
Infernal. Yeah, it's
I
They
don't think
So
see-
I'm just
saying either.
so while they're looking at it, I kind of like grab hold of Gray and Farewell, and it's like, let's move.
I made it was 17 on my performance check to fight this rat.
Everyone is doing something. Everyone is doing a completely different
Okay.
plan.
Kadroth jumps back from the jet.
Ask the party before you do things. Please, God, Dylan is asking you, not Gray. Dylan is asking.
I did ask the party. We did
No.
nothing.
Oh,
I'm
no,
talking
it's
about.
me.
I'm
It's
talking
me.
about the rat
It's the
eating an
rat.
old lady that we didn't kill in the first place.
Kadroth walks into the room and then takes a stance against the rat. And Thoob goes running down the hallway after the ball of infernal yarn.
Infernal yarn.
Yes.
Gotta get me some of that infernal yarn.
But it's just like playing like 6 seconds on a loop, like a vine.
Well, everyone roll initiative. Should we do that? Cause you're trying to fight stuff.
I think that would help.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Click on your token and please roll initiative for yourself.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. A 4.
Well, you can roll in real life and put your dice count on there. Oh, is that what you meant?
Okay, I'll do
You're
that.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me change my number that I rolled.
Ooh.
Because I'm all a fluster,
Roll.
and everyone else is rolling really well.
I didn't actually do that well.
Is it better than a 4?
Yes, it's a 7.
Okay.
Still better.
Let us see. Alright, the first to act is Gray.
Okay. What is already happening?
Alright.
A lot.
So you have
I'm phantom fighting with the rat.
Yeah, and so is
with a dagger.
And Kadroth is running into the room with a let's see what he has. With a dagger with a dagger drawn as well. And
I have thrown a vine ball that is speaking gobbledygook to distract people and like grabbing your shoulders to move.
And Thoob ran, turned to look at it and ran by the door the other way, just a couple paces. But he's gonna realize that it's not real pretty soon. So does that answer your question, Gray?
Yes. All right, let me think. Give me just a good 10 seconds to think right now.
I put on this tense music.
How many tieflings does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Is Kadroth coming in with a knife towards the rat?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a very good performance check.
Okay.
Farewell realizes rats are not very sturdy creatures, and didn't want to get rid of the rat before he arrived.
Right.
It's the idea.
So it was a performance check, not a dexterity roll to hit it more.
Mm-hmm.
Gray is going to attempt to kill the rat.
Okay.
He's going to draw out his sword staff, and he's just going to hold it upside down and extend it down, hopefully, and skewer the rat on the ground.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do first, or attempt to. Watch me miss a rat.
Nate, you have the sheet of the rat up, or do you want me to keep track of that?
Honestly,
I think giant rats are technically small creatures still. So.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I might
So
have
why are they
missed
that
it.
big on?
10. Do I hit a rat? With
Nope,
a
AC
10?
12.
I didn't think I was going to hit the rat. Yeah.
Mr. Rat.
Unless I'm flanking with somebody. I'm not.
You're not.
Well,
Where
there's
I'm
2 people
standing.
currently attacking the rat, right?
Yeah, well, Farewell would have ran up and pretended, right, Farewell?
Oh, well then, yeah. Well, where is Farewell? I
would probably be there.
So
I mean,
no.
if you
Can I-
want me,
Can I
I
just
could
can
be
I just
there.
Yes.
can I just flank with
Yes,
this?
you
I
can
really
flank
just
too.
because please, dear God, I'm gonna roll lower. No, I didn't. An 18, an 18, an 18. 18 to hit the rat with a better flank. The rat takes 7 damage.
Oh.
Still up.
I hate everything about what
Oh
you're
wait,
doing.
just kidding. 7 is
Is
it?
its hit point?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He's going to stab it down in the back of the rat. It's just it poofs when they die.
I think it just. Yeah, I guess it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to stab it down through the rat, and the weapon is
Giant
going to
dust
go
cloud of arcane kind of dust is released.
through it into the ground, and he's
Yeah.
going to bang his spear, his weapon on the ground. And Dylan isn't going to do this, but he is going. This very large man is going to yell at the top of his lungs, "Enough! All of you, stop! We are doing this my way once." And I end my turn.
Give me an intimidation check, and it can be your strength or your charisma modifier.
My strength or
Yeah.
19 with my strength.
Okay, let me make 2 rolls.
17 with my intimidation.
Okay.
Because my charisma is negative, which means I'm not intimidating. But yeah, 19 with strength.
And whoever wants to take that into account on your turn, what you're doing, if you're gonna do anything else or listen to Gray, based on his 19, you can roll versus that, or you can just decide yourself whether 19's enough to scare you. I'm gonna allow that to happen, but I know that Kadroth looks affronted, and you hear a shriek out in the hall from Thoob, who was kind of scared by what you said. Evander, it's your turn.
Don't worry, Gray. Evander is simply going to stay out in the open towards Kadroth. Like, the speaker passed away. In our presence, not to our hands. Soothsayer. Not to our hands, but in our presence. Things got out of control as we all reacted. Shall we just continue on the path of us negotiating entry into your brotherhood?
Make a persuasion check if you want.
Okay, this is what I like Evander for. Hell yeah.
That would be a 17.
Okay. Okay, you say that. Anything else?
Could I just... I don't know if it would be too much on my turn. I just want to scan the room. This is the Soothsayer's quarters, right?
Yes.
Is there anything that looks particularly powerful in the room?
You mean magically?
Yeah.
No, it's just like it smells like old lady. It feels like old lady, a little homey, a little lived in.
Yeah. I think that is all I can truly do on my turn then.
Or like me, because I have balls of yarn and dogs everywhere, so you know, it could be me. Whatever. Old lady. But yeah, then it comes to Kadroth's turn. Kadroth still looks affronted and says, "Why, I didn't know how to react. There was a kerfuffle here, and someone explained to me exactly what happened and why she was dead and why a giant rat was eating her face."
Are we still in initiative for this?
No, now you're out of initiative, because go again, I think.
Okay.
I don't know why it says Evander twice, but you guys can be out of initiative for this right now.
Yeah, as soon as the rat disappears, I straighten up and sheathe my dagger.
Okay.
Look non-threatening as possible.
Alright.
Evander will then communicate that right before her passing, something didn't seem right with her. It seemed almost like the forces of this winter took a hold, and she looked fairly aggressive, but her body couldn't handle it. In the haste, I summoned this rat to defend us and attack her, but it seems these external forces got her before the rat did. The ball of yarn was simply a way to try and help us escape our situation.
Give me another
Uh,
persuasion check.
Go,
What would Gray would
if
like
can
to
Gray, well, I was gonna say Gray actually is gonna try and help Evander out here
do?
because
Okay.
Gray is going to go. Yes, of course. I'm sure you've heard the tales of the White Lady, how she can possess the bodies and minds of those at her whim. Both
Yes.
Evander and I have been under her influence before.
Yes,
We
I've heard
fear
such tales.
perhaps she may have acted again.
Yeah, she can have that with advantage because that was good thinking.
So with advantage then, for persuasion, that becomes a 20.
Okay. Let's see how this guy reacts. Ooh. Good roll. He had a pretty high roll too, but you beat him
Plus
out.
5.
Yeah. Okay. So, he looks a little hesitant and says, alright, yes, the White Lady, I've heard such tales. We would still like to forge an alliance with you, but the circumstances have changed, as you understand.
Of course.
Please understand we want to keep the speaker safe, and we no longer feel like that would be permissible at this time. If you come back, we can discuss it further, but otherwise, we would like to extend our hand of brotherhood to you, and offer you each 100 gold for your mission.
Is it only the gold that people of your order would gain? Why do all these other members join you?
Levistus? No, he wouldn't say Levistus. My god, my brotherhood likes to help those abandoned in the world. Those left out in the cold. They were chosen, personally, to be survivors. And once they reached that brink, they came out on the other side with a better understanding and with a hand to hold.
You are most generous.
We try.
The soothsayer told us of what we must do, but we must act quickly. We can accept this gold, looking at the party, but we must make our leave post haste if we are to be able to accomplish what she has set out for us. Gray's like, I don't lie, but it's not a full lie.
Right.
I'm really just kind of confused and want to leave.
Do we also get some personal effects because we are in here? I see that being a member of the order often grants you a pendant of some sort. Do we receive those as well?
Of course. Please. And he kind of looks at Thoob, who is eyeing him through the door. Thoob runs away and comes back. He says, "My lord," and he reveals.
Igor.
Yeah,
I'm not about.
he reveals hanging on his arm 5 pendants, and he takes one off at a time. And each of you can take one if you want.
I take mine and hold it like by the string
Say, yeah, I
and
got it.
put it in my bag of holding, and I'll open it up to see if anybody else wants it. But
Okay.
I'd like to make an Arcana check on the one that's being handed to me.
Sure.
Come on, plus
It's-
5.
It's bad Charlatan. Bad Charlatan.
It's been
That
laced.
is-
They like mixed it with quartz.
That's a dirty 20.
Give me instead of Arcana, give me a religion check.
Still got plus 3 for that. That's
Okay.
not bad. You may just use the same roll.
Yeah,
and
yeah. So that whichever you want.
So that was a 15 plus 3.
Okay.
So 18.
You sense this is imbued with something that would be linked to the god.
Ooh.
Oh, I want that Charlatan so bad, but I don't want to have anything to do with your weird religion.
Evander slips
This
it
is
into
just
his
me.
pocket.
Okay.
You're a genius. Maybe you can like extract it safely. Right? You're super smart.
I will grab a scrap of leather from my satchel and just kind of wrap that Charlatan up in it and then put it in the bag.
Who's
just
putting
holding
theirs in
mine
the
in
bag
my
of holding?
No, in my bag.
Oh, okay.
I'm just holding mine in my hand.
Okay.
Thank you.
This isn't quite my taste. Farewell, do you mind putting this in the bag? Clashes with my outfit right now. I'll put it on later.
I'll open the bag of
Okay.
holding, or to drop it in.
I thank you for your, hospitality. But I believe we'll be on our way. Is there anything else you would need of us before we take our leave?
Here, take this. It's called the Sending Stone. If you need it, just speak into it, and we will reply if you find out any tidbits that you'd like to relay back to us. And he'll give you that and a sack of gold and put it all in, yeah. He'll put that with, like, the 500 gold into, let's just say, Vander's hands, and...
So we can all add 100.
Yep.
Those would both go to the bag of holding.
Okay.
Distribute the money later.
Okay.
Are you to escort us out, or should we just make our own leave?
Of course I will escort you out. What kind of host would I be if I didn't? And he will take you down the stairs and bow to you slightly and nod towards the door.
As we're leaving,
Yes.
Evander will telepathically link when he's able to see.
Mm-hmm.
This one technically lasts for 6 hours. But in like as we walk away, because I can surmise that we knew that this was devilish in nature, right?
Yes.
So
Yes,
then
Gray did Gray share that with you? That this was a whole...
When he pushed the door shut, he said, "These guys are devil worshippers."
Okay.
He's just going to communicate through that link in Infernal, just in case there's still another layer, but also to gain trust. That, to be honest, I follow Azrael, but if there are things that her and her patronage could do with you and for you, that is to be determined. So, no promises, but I would keep this in mind. And then we'll end the link.
He cocks his head slightly
Azrael. Oh, you
and
little,
makes the smallest of nods towards you, Evander,
you little butt munch.
and sees you out. So, this is as good a time as any to take our mid-game break.
Oh
Wow.
God.
Wow, guys, this is amazing.
I went from feeling so safe here to so not safe here.
Yeah. But that's what you do. So we will be back in like 5 to 7 minutes, guys. And thanks for watching. We've got Probo themselves in the channel tonight, so we'll see what happens when we come back from our break. Give me 1 second, and I'll put us on there. All
Hell
right.
no.
See you in a few.
To the no.
And we're back with part 2 of episode 8. So, there we go. Here we go. You guys leave the care, and you mentioned leaving this town, but actually I took you to the map without knowing. Are you leaving the town, or?
As soon as
Think-
possible, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
I think so.
we're getting the axe beaks and the dog sled, and we're like, this place, we're going.
Okay.
Yeah, we're leaving town.
Yeah, we're going to find the druid specifically, I believe.
Yes.
Hopefully.
So,
While they're getting the dog sled rigged up and the axe beaks, I will pull out my Charlatan piece, not touching it, but and I'll cast Identify for a minute
alright.
while they're getting things ready. I'm sure that's enough time.
Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second.
Careful with those. I am not liking what they could be capable of. Is it actually Charlatan?
It is Charlatan. It is a magic-imbued object.
Okay.
It was not created
When
by
they-
a spell.
It's not, so it's magic, but it's not spelled.
No.
Okay.
It was not created by a spell.
Oh, okay.
And no spells are currently affecting the item. So I can't tell you what they would be.
I'm going to
It does not require attunement to use, and it does not have any charges. So that's what I can tell you from the Identify spell.
I kind of reach into my pack and pull out my work hammer and kind of like gesture at it to Gray and go,
Honestly, this time I fully agree. Yes.
and so I take my hammer and I set it on like a stone or something, and I just go and just give it a really good whack.
It shatters into thousands of pieces.
Okay. If
That
I
was a
pick
little
up,
bit easier
one-
than I thought.
I'll pick up one of the tiny pieces.
Hmm.
And am I still feeling that kind of that same magical feeling from it?
Yes.
Was that a yes? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Okay. I will drop that piece
Hmm.
and turn to everyone else and goes, as much as it pains me to say this, I don't think this Charlatan is worth keeping. I think we ought to get rid of it as soon as possible because it's got some type of magic on it that I cannot figure out what it is. And I don't want us to become affected by it.
Give me an intelligence roll, Kavik.
Oh, you bet.
Maybe
Yeah.
we could pass it off to some of those.
That's my jam.
Maybe we could pass it off to some of the dwarves. They want it so bad.
It's a
Dwarves?
17 plus 3
Sure.
Okay, so you
for
think
20.
that you would then know that just because this is an arcane magic doesn't mean it's not magic. It could be holy magic or it could be nature magic. So it's still magical, but it's not arcane in nature. Does that make sense to you, guys?
Are you saying it could
Not
still
really.
just be? Are you saying it could still seem magical because it is Charlatan and Charlatan is just magical? Is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna say that it's not affected by spell, like it's not like an item of rejuvenation or item of biting, but Shardowlan itself can be imbued with magic, but it doesn't go one way or the other, by
It
itself.
could be affected by.
It's like a
some form
conductor of
religious
magic.
Yes, it's
Pressure.
conducting magic. It could be a druid magic that's on there, like a natural magic from the earth that doesn't have a spell name kind of thing. Like it's not
Yeah.
gonna
Okay.
rejuvenate you, it's not gonna but it might
Well,
do something
Just
because it
with-
has a
with-
magical
It could
aura.
be
With
imbued
that-
with hell magic.
kind of with knowing that it could be either some type of religious or nature
Yeah, it's just not
power.
arcane magic. Yeah.
Okay, I understand now. So like,
Yeah.
since it's a power of a religious and or nature
Based item, yeah.
origin, I think that, and I'll say this to the group. I think that we ought to find this druid, and if he can help Evander, great. Also, if he can help us identify whether this is a nature-based magic or a religious-based magic. My thoughts go towards the latter. However, if it's something that we can use, great. But if it's something that can harm us, we get rid of.
Evander's gonna just subtly be like thumbing the amulet that's in his pocket.
Okay.
And he's gonna just try to like reach out with like his like soul almost, just to see if he can like contact this this like demon or whoever this might be. Yeah, devil. Thank you. Just, is this how this works? Is this a pathway to you?
Let me check something real quick.
Sure.
New Charlatan, who dis? We got some communication issues, y'all.
Guys, you don't feel anything in return.
Sure.
I still don't trust it though.
Oh no. Like and neither really does Evander. But would
Oh
be
wait,
useful
hold on.
information.
Let me see.
You explode.
I can make charisma saving throws pretty
Your
adequate.
thumb turns blue.
So, is it in your pocket or not?
It is in his right front pocket, and he's currently holding it with his right hand.
Okay, if it's in your front pocket, you would notice a very dim glow from the shard. Shard of Shardolin.
Okay.
Like, is it like shining through his clothes?
No, like just through the peak of the brim of his pocket, just a little flicker.
Good to know.
Anyone? I guess that would be a passive if anyone's looking to see if they notice that or not. But unless you're gonna be right next to him, I'm gonna say you notice Kavik hitting the Charlatan and talking more than you notice Evander doing what he is doing. So.
I mean, to be
Yeah,
fair,
I'm probably
I'd
noticing
have-
the shatter and getting my axe beak all ready to
I
go.
was gonna
exactly.
say, I'm mostly focused on getting the
Okay.
dog sled ready.
It's about noon right now.
Let's get you back to normal, Evander. Well,
Let's
let's
get you back to.
de-aged.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's have the party.
What
work
is
towards
normal in this
Evander's
group?
will.
Don't say it like that. Wait, or was that Nate? I don't know anymore.
Well, I don't know. Me neither, I guess.
Where is Evander stopping and Nate beginning?
All right.
Pretty much
So,
the same person, I think.
That's terrifying. Don't say that.
They said they said that you would go between here and Tourmaline to get to the druid. So it's around noon now. Do you want to leave immediately? You're not sure
Yes,
where.
please.
It's about 10 miles between you and Tourmaline.
Let's just go.
And it's 1 mile per hour with the dog sled and axe beaks. So you'd be riding through the night, or partway through the dark at least, and getting off, camping for the night, going further.
You know what? It's worth it to get the hell away from this place.
Okay.
I'd rather camp in the snow than spend another night here.
Yeah.
Okay. Just letting you all know.
I'll make another
Just
igloo.
letting you guys dig your own graves.
If we get attacked in the night, you know what? Fighting works up a good sweat.
Yep. We're prepared for that. We weren't prepared to come across cultists, but
All right. So, what am I doing?
Congratulations, y'all. We're going at 1 mile an hour.
Yeah.
I forgot that we sleep in 2 people per tent, so I don't even know who shares whose tent at this point because no one has a good relationship.
Yeah.
And the one that doesn't need to sleep doesn't use a tent.
yeah, exactly.
I imagine
Just
it
bundle
would
up
be
and
Evander and
stand outside.
Anji,
Evander and
and
Anji
then
are,
the two,
yeah.
the 2 soldier men.
Yeah, I
in their
suppose
get-together
so.
tent, like a
Anji-
get-together shirt.
Unless
The
Anji
get-along
bought her
shirt,
own tent,
yeah.
which
Yeah,
unless
get-along
Anji bought
shirt.
her own tent, which I can also see her doing, but I don't think she did.
All right. So you
Alright.
get on your axe beaks and your sled, and you head. Why can't? There we go. You head in this direction, and when you get about 2 hours out of town, that's when you get hit by a blizzard and have to slow down or go through it.
Oh god.
What? So that's your decision. There.
What do we want to do? Do we want to stop or keep going?
Is there a check I can make to see possibly what direction the blizzard is going to see if we moved forward at an angle, if we could
Give me a nature check.
Cut through it? Okay.
Because we are currently
not that
already going to be arriving late. Or, going through the night to some extent.
Gray is rolling really good today, and I want to
Good.
say it because I normally roll really shitty. 17 on nature.
Yeah, it's
That's
blowing
what the plus is.
northeast towards between Kelvin's Cairn and Cairkonig.
Okay, so actually, if we continue moving west, we'll actually kind of eventually clip it instead of if we wait. This is how Gray would be explaining.
So it's like either we last through it takes forever, or we can just try to keep going.
If we push through it, it might actually be. We might be out of it faster. Because we might clip the edge of it and won't be moving in different directions, is what he explains.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds fine to
I
me.
would be down to push.
Just bring the axe beaks in closer, and maybe we should light some torches just so that people don't get separated.
Torches
And we should tie a line in between
Or lanterns.
each axe beak and the sled. That way we all stay together.
That's a good idea.
That's a really good idea. Let's see.
Is there a way that any of us know to keep our direction true? It's going to be hard. We can't really base anything off landmarks. Anyone have any natural sense of where things are in the party? Any devices that tell us which direction we're heading?
Does anyone have just a compass? Navigator's tools?
I can create navigator's tools.
Ooh, that might be helpful.
That might be a good idea in the future.
Quickly whip us up do the thing where you rub a needle on a magnet and you put it on a cork in a cup of water and you're like, magnet!
A cup of water freezes immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
So
what are you doing?
This thing is called Right Tool for the Job. At 3rd level, you know how to produce exactly the tool you need with Thieves' Tools or Artisan's Tools. You can magically create one set of Artisan's Tools in an unoccupied space. within 5 feet of you. The creation requires 1 hour of interrupted work, so we'll have to chill here for an hour. So we'll set up the tents for an hour. We can take a short rest. Through the
Give me a
product of magic.
Constitution saving throw, though.
Yeah, we would have
It's
to
blizzard
brave the
outside.
storm.
No, just you to see if you can concentrate on this, because it's an effing
Yeah.
blizzard.
For him working under duress.
That is an 18 plus
Okay,
3.
you are okay.
Going well.
Good job.
Let's see.
So, yeah, so, like,
you're staying put, so
we'll-
I'm gonna need a survival check from someone too, to make a
Okay.
encampment.
I got y'all.
Can I help Gray
Yes,
with doing it?
go for it. You're
you
you're
gonna
helping
roll?
lift up like look for places, and you find some snowbanks, and you're deciding whether they're heavy or not.
Giving the advantage or rolling your own?
Advantage.
Natural 20 for 24.
Nice. You find a nice rock that's leaning on one side. That it's very sturdy, so it's not gonna fall over, but it's barely leaning, so there's a lot of space underneath it that is free from the brunt of the storm.
Alright.
So after an hour of kind of huddling underneath this rock and, banging, some things together and, twisting and clanking, I come up with a set of navigator's tools.
Oh right,
work.
everyone, you are exposed to extreme cold, even though you have cold gear on. Right now, you're just sitting in the snow. Please, everyone, make me a Constitution save.
Can we get a fire going under the rock?
It's very windy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
You're
too
just
windy
out
for
of
that.
the elements. There doesn't mean there's no wind. It's still blizzard.
Yeah, that's fair.
Con save, you said?
Yes. With
no.
advantage because you're wearing cold weather clothing.
Okay.
Oh, there's the bad rolls.
That's so much better. All right.
That'd be a 13 for Evander.
Okay, you're
10.
okay. You're okay.
That was
I had an
Anyone above a
18.
10 is okay.
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay. Otherwise,
Okay,
you were
cool.
Yeah, I had
exhausted for an hour.
I had a
each
5
hour,
before
so-
advantage.
okay.
Now I have an 18.
I
So.
rolled a 3 and a 5, but I have a
Ooh.
plus 5.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. All right. So after the first hour, you finish making your tools. You all are warm enough. What are you doing? Are you gonna stay put for the rest of the storm, or are you gonna get up and go? Push through.
We can skirt this.
I think it's all right for us to keep going.
Okay.
We'll do what
Try and
Kavik
push
said.
due west.
We'll do what Kavik said, and everyone will tie off their axe beaks to the sled, and I'll kind of Kavik will lead the way, and I'll try and keep the sled behind Kavik, and then everyone else can be on the flank.
All right. I am going. It says I do this, but designate a navigator.
I guess
Be it
Kavik,
make
'cause he's
survival.
Kavik's got the tools.
The navigator's tools.
Okay, to make survival checks, though.
Oh.
Or, I mean, I'm proficient in survival.
I'd rather you make the check, so I'll just give the tools to you and you can use them.
Okay.
And then do we have like advantage on these
I'm
checks
going to give
because
you
we built
advantage
that?
because of that. Usually you don't, but I'm gonna give you advantage. Give me
Okay.
I have to make the roll, but I will use your modifier.
It
Okay.
is a plus 4.
Okay. So twice. Ooh, 17 and 18. So you succeed. Good job. Sorry, Twitch, my footage went out for a second because I clicked a button
Oh.
somehow. Not my footage, just my map. My map went out.
Alrighty.
So everything's cool. All right.
We're on the travel part right
You
now.
are.
We're killing it.
You're
Yeah, we
about here when it's like around 5 or 6 at night and it starts to grow dim. You move out of the front of the blizzard, the gale force wind rushing by you, and then all of a sudden it's like that stream in Finding Nemo where you're just all of a sudden out of it.
We did it.
Like cantrip on Gray's helmet.
Sure. So it's dim out.
Like
so
just like a sim.
Are you going till like 8 or 9? Are you gonna bunker down and do the 5 hours the rest of the morning?
I think it's better off if we
Or
are
what? How many
safe
hours
and
it takes to get
secure.
you there? Yeah.
Um,
I think it's better off us being safe and secure here, and we'll travel during the light.
I was gonna say. So you said it's starting to get dim. So this is like our last little bit of
Yeah.
low light.
It's like
Kind of twilight.
Gray agrees traveling by day is good, but if now that we're out of the blizzard, can I try and look around for possibly like smoke going up in
sure.
the air
Everyone can
to
give me a perception
possibly
check.
to try and see if we
You
can find where the druid
yeah,
might
just
be
everyone
living.
can give me a perception check. That's a good idea.
8,
15?
22,
Nice.
let's go.
30, 20.
Natural one.
Okay.
Oh, Evander.
You, Gray, you and Farewell at the same time see the faintest wisp of smoke coming straight from the north on the horizon.
I point at it.
You think you can? It's like, it's a flat frozen tundra with some, not flat, but it has some rolling, snowbanks and
Still
stuff like
some
that.
many
So
miles away.
it might be like a few football fields away.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so you could potentially get there. It might be right at dark.
It looks like Farewell kind of pointed it out. If there's a druid living out here, then it's gonna be that. No one can live out here without fire.
Well, let's go check it out.
Is everyone good to keep pushing on?
Absolutely.
Anji, what about you?
Why, of course, a warm fire sounds delightful.
All right. Let's see if we can get there before it gets too late.
Okay. You realign yourselves and you start traveling north, and soon enough you see a small campfire with a very robed figure, like many skins of different beasts, folks, like the reindeer, the bear. So many skins just hunched over this small fire. Not a roaring fire even. It's like a little druid crafted fire.
And is there any structures around, or is it just devoid of structures?
It's like
just this fire and this.
It's like, yeah, just fire.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Hell. Well, par for the course at this point.
We've come this far.
I'll step off the sled. Tell the dogs to sit.
Okay.
And I'll dismount for my axe beak.
Okay.
Evander will call forward just to announce our presence. Just something to the effect of, "Hello there. Is it too late for company in this harsh climate?"
No response.
Are you alive? We've been encountering quite a few dead people recently.
You see kind of perk up at the head and then it goes back down.
We're seeking
I'll
a
take
druid.
that as a yes.
We seek a druid that is said to live out by these parts. Would you be she?
A slight nod to the head.
May we join you by the fire?
No response.
Not really knowing whether she could, or it, or they could see me, I would dig out this card.
Go ahead, Farewell. Shoot her with a crossbow. Just kidding. Take the shot.
I have not shot anybody recently. I'll have you know.
Do you
How
like
have you
Every
been?
old lady that we've met has died. That is a fact.
Do you put that in under her hood directly, like face kind of thing, like so like force it
I
under
think we're
her?
still a fair ways away.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had approached the fire or not. Really.
I think we're sort of inching towards, but I think we're still a fair ways away.
I'll approach the fire.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys about like 30 feet from there. So she's right directly to the fire, like getting off your dismount, walk, and then you're like 30 feet away.
Might we have a name for you? I'm Evander.
Um, nothing.
Do you mind if I speak with you in your head?
Still nothing.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Put the spell in or whatever you're doing
No,
in
no voice.
Yeah.
His telepathy.
yeah, put out exactly what it does, please. In roll 20.
I think Farewell is right. I think we have a case of does not speak.
Oh, I thought she was saying don't do the telepathy.
You want it in Discord or roll 20?
Roll 20, please. I can't see Discord when I'm on here streaming.
If it matters, it's for 4 hours.
Okay. Let me check something real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Bit of
I
a
would
cold night.
also follow, inch up closer to the fire because it is cold.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go on the opposite end of the fire to not be like, let's all hound around this woman that didn't give us permission to sit, but I'll stand on the opposite end of the fire, probably not sit.
I'll go and warm myself up at the fire.
Okay. And do 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 do. You speak Infernal, right?
I do.
Okay. In Infernal, you hear an old voice say, "Greetings."
I would respond, greetings. Is this the druid speaking? There's been a lot of crossing of paths recently.
I was once called Druid.
And now you are no more. How did that come to be?
Now I embody despair, for that is what I am.
Well, that's fun. Do you mean us any harm, or are we still able to occupy the same fire as you?
Please, sit. You interest me, and I've not had company for some time.
And Evander will motion to everyone like, we're good. We can spend this time here.
Then I will say,
We interest you. What is it you do out here, oh, bearer of despair?
Biding my time until I die.
Pardon my ignorance, but I don't think that despair ever quite dies. Could I first and foremost get a name for you?
She looks kind of sad and says, I was once known as Rieta.
Was that Rieta or like
Rieta.
Arietta? Well then, Rieta, what happened to you. You were not always the bearer of despair, but now you are.
Now I am. What are you here for? Oh, let me die in peace.
First and foremost, I'm here to fix some supposed aging that has occurred to me, but if we're honest, that's mainly cosmetic, and I could quite change that any time I please. Truly, we're here to grow more powerful,
Hmm.
here to gain help as we're trying to accomplish our own deeds. If you want us to leave you alone, I'm sure we would, but only in the morning.
You see a slight nod from that. Um, Power for what?
For our own desires. It seems that there are many forces looking to take over and harm the environment around us. It behooves us to gain power ourselves.
I will aid. If you kill me after it's done, what do you need?
She said, um, like, she will aid after we kill her.
No, after she helps you. She
What
can.
she wants in return is to be killed.
Sure. But I'm sorry, you seem more than capable of taking your own life. Why do you not? And first and foremost, why are we speaking in Infernal right now?
It's my language. And she lifts up her head, and you see a pale red tiefling woman who looks to be about like 80 years old.
And Vander will gesture to everyone around us. All right, you gave us your name. By the way, everyone, in common now,
Mm-hmm.
this is Rieta, quite the sad soul. She wishes to die. Um, was once known as Rieta. It appears that time is perhaps long gone. Um, Rieta, this is Gray and Farewell, and Anji and Kavik, and once again, I am Evander.
And in broken common, you can hear her barely say, "Greetings." Sounds like she hasn't spoken common in some time.
What? I know I asked, and you seem to be dodging the question. Why did you become this way? You weren't always the bearer of despair. Something happened to you.
A life for a life. I have killed.
Is it an important life? I've killed as well, and I haven't. Well, at least I don't believe I'm the bearer of despair. Not yet, at least.
One who I once loved and who once loved me.
Why would you do such a thing?
Mika, are you going to try to persuade her? Because she's not going to answer that right now.
Yeah, I would definitely try
Okay.
to persuade.
Okay.
Um, well, would the group be opposed to this being the 20? Or are there things that we want to use that for?
I think
Go
this
for it.
is apt.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Y- yeah, with that check, she says, becomes a little more comfortable around you and says, I killed my husband, who lay hand upon my daughter, our daughter, 50 years ago. And then I ran into that white wilderness, where I am today. I am powerful,
Sorry for that.
and I can aid you by fixing your face. But then you must kill me.
Maybe this is the darker side of me, but for 50 years you've lived in regret, considered yourself the bearer of despair, and yet you live on. You seem more than capable of ending your life by your own means. What pushes you further if you feel this immense guilt?
Thought I would die of the cold by now. Funny, life seems.
I do pity your cruel fate, then. If you wish, in the morning I will kill you. Sure.
Slight nod of the head.
Then Evander's going to turn to the rest of the group and relay this story of how she had, like, what had happened to her and her family 50 years ago. And we'll just relay the fact that it appears she has no motivation for the rest of her life, only to have it come to a quicker end. So, it appears there is a bargain in the works of fixing my appearance for us aiding in her swift demise in the morning.
I point at Kavik, sort of motion in his direction.
Right. Also, can we see if she knows anything about these Chargelan amulets?
Oh, right. Forgot about that. Okay.
Is that what you meant, Farewell?
We're getting real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, you were always great.
But at like interpreting what
Interpreting a point to be
Yep.
like,
exactly that's what you meant. Like now I'm
Well
realizing
said.
how
Very
I'm realizing
eloquent.
how characters do it in TV now. It's like kind of
Well, no, it's like it's like a thing. Is like me and my wife is just like sometimes just like you
A
know
look.
somebody and
Yeah.
it's like they kind of point at something and you go, oh yeah, sure, I want that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are you gonna relay that through? Are you gonna try to explain that to her in common, or are you gonna speak that through, Evander?
does she
I'd like to
understand
communicate
common
through
sense?
Evander because he
Okay.
communicates much easier.
Then Evander would, through that same link, because whether it's her being more comfortable with it or being really unable to speak otherwise because she hasn't spoken in so long, Evander would communicate the same thing of, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask for one other bit of assistance.
Mhm.
We came across these amulets. Do you know anything? Can you tell us anything about them? We know they're magical, but beyond that, not too much. And he will reach for one from the bag of holding, not his own personal one.
Okay.
I sort of
And then
look at you
offer it.
funny when you go for the bag of holding. Like, I point at you, like,
Okay.
I don't open the bag of holding. Like,
Then begrudgingly, Evander will produce the one from his pocket.
Okay.
Is it still glowing?
It is not still glowing.
Okay.
Wait, would it be glowing?
I also never put mine in the bag of holding.
I know you didn't.
So I don't know. I'm gonna die.
And mine exploded into thousands of pieces,
You
so I
destroyed
don't have
yours
mine.
immediately. We had to know.
For science.
I'm just confused why you don't want your own to, like, you have one. Why do you need mine?
I want to like talk to this lady, but if she doesn't understand common that well, it would be difficult.
Pointless.
Oh, it's easy. Do you know Infernal?
Oh yeah, no.
See, I would like to talk to her too, but there's a little problem about, I can't talk.
Evander, when you reach into your pocket, you notice that it's slightly warm to the touch. And it's still radiating that faint light.
Full disclosure for everyone and, well, I guess our new companion here, Rieta. I, in receiving this, reached out with, I guess you could say, my soul. It appears something happened when I tried to make contact with whoever and whatever is on the other end, but beyond this, I know not the response. Not really something I could bring up before, because, well, what does glowing tell us?
Gray, you said you had yours rolled up in leather, right?
That was Kavik.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, where's yours again?
In the castle, he was just holding it in because I wear really big gauntlets.
Okay.
So he was just holding it in his hand. It's probably tied through so he took what would be the necklace and fed it through his belt loop, and so it's dangling off of his hip.
Yeah, that'd be glowing too, slightly. And warm. But you would have noticed that before. Sorry, I thought that yours was in the leather. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Did you
Noted.
reach out and try and make contact too, oh Knights of Righteousness?
I did not. Though I don't think I should even justify that with an answer, as that is not my title. But no.
I reach into the bag of clothing out of curiosity and think about the cord, not the amulet, and just hold it up. Is it also glowing?
The cord?
And no, I don't want to touch the Chardolin. So when I reach my hand,
is still in the bag though.
No,
forget,
I take
is
it out,
from the
but I'm
bottom
holding
of the
it by
bag?
the cord.
Oh, you're holding it. Sorry, I thought you were just kind of
bag of
showing...
holding.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't want to touch the thing. But so I'm thinking about the cord.
Yes,
I just want to know if it's glowing as well.
Yep.
I just sort of wave it around and then I drop it back into the bag.
Yep.
Evander,
I'm looking over at Evander
Evander, why don't you go ahead and see what we can tell about this? What Rieta can tell about it?
Yeah, and Evander will pass it over to Rieta. If Rieta wishes to accept it, that's another issue.
What was your question about this? Because DKM can't.
Does she know? We just want to know if she knows anything about it.
If she can sense anything beyond the fact that it's magical.
No. She would not know.
Evander, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you mean to be the one to fulfill her request?
I do not need to be, but I can be. It seems that, at least in terms of morality, I'm not as bound as some of you.
Well, morality bound or not, whether you feel like it affects you or not, I don't think that you should have to do it. I can do it.
Do you want to do it? So I will not stand in your way. You need only to tell me that you want to kill this lady. Whether it be for my sake or hers, does not matter.
I don't take a pleasure in it, and I don't agree with her decision, but it is hers to make. What I do understand is her pain. And whether or not you feel like it affects you or not, you are young, and I don't feel like it should be something that you have to do.
Sure. Then, in the morning, I will relinquish that duty to be yours. Not that it was necessarily mine in the first place.
If I'm is she like actually looking at us or looking at Evander as he speaks with her, or is she just looking into the fire? Is she like for the most part just sort of like far
Checked
far
out.
away mentally?
Yep. I mean, she knows you guys are there, but she's just not acknowledging any of you.
And like, does she like legitimately just look consumed with hopelessness?
Mm-hmm.
And then my last question is, does she look familiar at all?
Need us. No.
This isn't her.
She might know her. She's very powerful.
That's what I thought. Yes. I'll do it. In the morning.
Evander's gonna try something.
Okay.
Well, first he's gonna ask, do you mind if I try to affect you real quick, Rieta? Nothing malicious. Of that I can assure you.
I suppose.
And Evander's gonna cast Lesser Restoration on her.
Okay.
Just because maybe that will
like maybe she's actually been like cursed.
Not that Lesser Restoration would be useful for that.
She kind of looks at you and smiles, even just the faintest hint of a smile, and says, "You're a good one."
I wish more thought that.
Damn. Well, okay. It's true. It's me. I think he's. But I love him.
Alright, so it is nightfall. And are you guys preparing to go to sleep?
I would still sort of be waiting for the druid to do something to Evander. Like, I'm just sort of keep looking back and forth, like...
I keep forgetting that.
What?
So you feel...
Because I overheard the conversation between, you know, like,
I didn't know
what
this was happening in the morning. I thought this was happening in the morning, sorry. I thought that's what Evander meant.
I really don't know, so that's why I'm like...
I assume this was still when we had, right, the killing would happen in the morning.
Okay, but you, okay. Sorry, I should ask. Alright, so she, when she smiled at you, she kind of touched your hand and just gently reached out for your hand to touch it. And she cast Greater Restoration on you. And you are sufficiently unaged.
Thank you.
She looks at you and says, perhaps. And that's it. Your turn.
Then what Evander is gonna do, is he's gonna spend another like 10 to 15 minutes to use Arcane Discovery again.
Mm-hmm.
For it only will last for 1 hour, but he will know. Detect thoughts.
Okay.
And will ask her. He's gonna, I guess, cast Detect Thoughts. Sorry, I haven't used this spell before,
Sure.
so I'm trying to like read it and use it at the same time. But
You get surface thoughts for free, and then a saving throw to probe into their deeper
Okay.
psyche.
so he's gonna like cast Detect Thoughts, focusing in on Rieta, and he's
Okay.
gonna like ask, like to try and like draw out. When you said perhaps, what do you mean by that, Rieta?
She won't try to save or anything. She just, you get the slightest smile feeling again and says, young boy, big world, talking to an old lady by the fire. Perhaps I will not die.
Gray, we're gonna have to wait on that execution. It seems she's had a bit of a second hope of this world.
Just now, all of a sudden.
Yes, apparently.
If I look across the fire at her, has there been a change in her demeanor?
You see that the eyes are still a little spaceless, but there's a smile playing on her lips.
Sometimes the past can block us away from our future. Sometimes, if you can let it go, you can see it again. Will she still heal you?
Oh, she
And
did.
she
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was
I
doing.
It's
point
okay.
at him.
You're good.
Okay. Never mind. All right. Does she ask for nothing in return then?
Well, evidently not. I can ask in the morning what we can do for her before we set out, but I believe that might be best for parting favors.
I suppose that's fair. I know we have farewell, but if you want to take the tent, or the tents, kind of like more to the party, I can stay up for just a little bit. Just make sure everything is on the up and up with her.
Sure.
Okay. And as the night closes, let's see.
Before going to bed, Evander's just gonna
Yeah.
like throw out 3 animals again, just to
Okay.
keep watch around the surroundings to wake him if anything other than their immediate group is coming for them.
Okay. What are they?
Giant rat, another giant rat, and a third giant rat.
3
Four
giant
giant-
rats.
That's 4
It's a
giant
giant
Oh
rat
wait, sorry,
Kennedy.
sorry,
all day.
just 2,
Oh,
then,
right, you
because
get
we used
3
the
a
1
day.
today.
Okay.
But it's all been giant. But that's still 4 giant rats rolled in the day.
Seems to be my theme for the day.
3 giant rats. See
3
how they run.
Rats, rats. We are the rats. We pray at night. We stalk at night. We are the rats.
Wait.
Evander.
When you do that, Evander, she kind of looks at you side-eyed and turns into a
Oh, that's right, Druid.
A demon from the 7th level of.
woolly
Hell.
mammoth.
A
Oh,
fire
whoa!
elemental. Whoa.
So you
Okay.
and then she changes back to herself like that, and
Oh.
you know that this is very it can be like a very big animal, very big magic kind of thing. Like she's been powerful.
Okay, understood.
But then she goes
Um,
back to unfocused eyes, and in your head you kind of hear Evander, like a little laugh, but
She got
still
us good.
like
I,
nothing.
I've got something, but it requires everyone being asleep. If well, I mean, Farewell won't go to sleep, but I can't affect that.
Yeah, I'd probably stay at the fire, just keeping it going throughout the night.
Not something you have to do. She it's
Well,
a
I
little
know, but I
little
mean,
crafted fire.
I'm pretending. I'm
Yeah.
making. I gotta figure out
Poking it
something to
with
do.
a
It's too
stick.
cold to
Okay.
carve out here.
I would like to turn
Yeah.
away from the fire and stare into the void for 8 hours.
Sounds like a vampire.
I will light my lantern and just kind of set that next to me and curl up and go to sleep until it's my turn to keep watch if that's what we're doing.
Yeah, is anyone keeping watch tonight?
I'm gonna take this
I guess
first one with Farewell, I suppose. But you do need to shut down at some point, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I need technically 6 hours, but I'm still alert when I'm sleeping.
Okay, so anyone.
Sentry.
Evander would go to sleep, but the rats are up until
Okay,
dawn
rats are.
watching.
They can give me a perception check, and I think they have advantage on smell
Keen,
checks.
keen hearing and smell. And keen
Checking.
smell.
Yeah, I would choose to actually be super alert last watch,
smell.
Okay.
and then just be sort of staring out in the druid's direction where she's sitting
Okay.
when I'm sentrying.
So rats. Kavik, are you giving us a roll
Yeah. What roll is it? Sorry.
of perception for watch?
We're doing like the whole night all at once. Just
Okay.
But
Yeah, I have a
everyone
dirty
has a
20 for my perception.
Okay.
That is
This is
a
awkward
12.
for Gray.
If it has to do with smell,
Yeah.
if it has to do with vision alone, then it's a 4 and a 12. But if it deals with smell, then it's a 13 and a 12.
Okay, we'll take the 13 because still perceiving stuff. Oh, Jim.
Gray got a 6, which is accurate because he's gonna be a little bit distracted.
Okay. So all of the rats take the first watch, Kavik takes the second watch, and then Gray, did you want to be with Farewell, or are you okay taking your own watch and then Farewell having the last?
Narratively,
Well, technically,
he's
I can
actually
do
awake
2.
first with the rats because he said, "Hey,
Oh,
all of you can go to
sorry.
sleep."
Okay.
So I'm technically on the same route.
Well, I
as
can make the rats third. It doesn't matter really.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't the rats be there the whole night?
Yeah,
Rats are
they're
there
just
all
kind
night.
of camping out.
True.
Magic rats. Magic rats.
I've got them. Okay,
They are
Gray
the
is
rats.
6. Alright, so Gray,
Yes.
on your watch, nothing happened. Kavik, do you go to wake up Kavik for second watch?
Yes, I did want to speak to the druid. during
That's fine,
the watch,
okay.
is
Go for it.
But I will be waking up Kavik, and
Okay.
I'll make this. So I'm still sitting kind of across from the fire, but I will move. Like, if we were at 12 and 6, I'll move to 9 so that I move like a quarter of the way so that I
Sure.
can more directly see her. And I just wanted to ask, do you understand common well enough? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Slight nod.
I also speak the tongue of the elves. I don't know if that's more simple.
I am more comfortable in that.
Okay. He will say in Elvish, I thought you were someone and you are not them. I'm seeking another person of the wilds. Do I know what that person looks like and can describe them? No.
No recollection whatsoever.
No, just that it was someone with similar abilities,
Mhm.
possibly. Are there others like you out here in the wastes? Possibly by gives location around where I woke up.
There are a few of us around.
Are you associated or just
We are like feathers in the wind, each by ourselves, scattered.
the the people of the 10 towns directed us to you? How would I find the others? Is there a way?
I am more stationary, the
They move.
others more mobile.
Right. You are going to try to live?
He tried to help me, you see.
Evander did?
Slight nod on the head.
Hmm.
You seem mildly surprised from him. He immediately tried to restore me.
Well, I
It
know
will
you
not work,
helped.
I'm afraid, but that gives an old woman hope.
Good. I hope you hold on to that for what it's worth. And for Evander, he's. I know you helped him with his appearance, but I feel like he needs more help. Not to say that he's troubled, but I think he's young and lives in a very, very hostile world. And sometimes young people are like a mirror. They reflect back on the world around them. I guess I just wish maybe that things were easier.
She kinda smiles and say, um, perhaps he will find the right figure to look up to.
Perhaps. I don't think you'll be alarmed, but I'm going to attempt something, not to you. He sits there kind of almost in the meditative pose. He's tried to do this before with whenever there's been a mirror in his room. But he looks into the fire and he thinks, pushes out all of the things that have happened in the last few days. And he just focuses on how he got here and where he's trying to go. And I'm going to manifest the echo
Mm-hmm.
on the other side of the fire.
It slowly comes up to the ground, forming like a dim light. And then that stutter of time.
Does it look like how I is it my armor?
It's not you at all.
So I'm looking at it across the fire. And I don't recognize the face
The face at all.
of my echo.
No.
For those at home, the echo is supposed to be a duplicate of me. I see.
It's hard to
He's going
catch
to
a glimpse of the face because it keeps scattering, both
Yeah.
stuttering. So
It's like glitching.
Yeah.
I see. He's going to stand up, but he passes a hand and dissipates it. And I go and wake up Kavik.
Kavik, you're shaken awake.
Oh, is it my turn for the wash already?
Unfortunately, but things seem kind of peaceful.
Oh,
More
that's
peaceful,
great.
more peaceful out here than, strangely, in that cushy castle.
All right, well, go get some sleep. I'll keep a watch out.
All right. Pat
I'll
gives
check.
you,
I'll check
like,
my
the
lantern.
shoulderly pat.
Yeah.
I'll check my lantern. What color is the light? It's just normal yellow light.
Normal yellow light.
Good. In that case, I will. I'll just sit next to the fire. This lady doesn't really speak anything that I can speak, so just just some companionable silence while I
In the middle of
just
your
fiddle.
watch,
Oh dear.
you feel a searing pain in your head. And you hear a voice in your mind. We have not forgotten you. Come back. Save us. Search the mine for the psi crystal and return to us. Or there will be consequences. And at that moment, Evander, in your mind, hears, there will be no rest for you until he complies. And with that, we end our episode. Yay!
Yay!
Wait, why did you hear it?
Ooh.
Who doesn't have rest?
Ooh.
The way I interpret it, not the way Evander necessarily would, because that's all he has to go on, but I interpret it as Evander does not have rest until Kavik complies.
Kavik complies.
Right, but you don't know that Kavik heard anything either, so.
Yeah.
Right. He just gets
So
woken
am
up
I
with,
the only
"You will have no
person
rest."
that doesn't have a voice in my head so far?
Yep.
I don't know.
You gotta
Been in
imagine,
there once or
you
twice.
gotta like a crazy, like some other human voice in your head.
I don't have a
Or vision in your head.
Well, I mean, I had
eyes.
Evander's voice
Yeah.
in his head, but I mean,
Yeah.
Gray was talking to the white lady,
Yeah.
so that was a voice, and
yeah,
Angie
that
has
wasn't a
her.
voice. She was talking to me on the window. She was.
Yeah,
she was
but I
dialing
mean,
me.
like,
Right.
I haven't had anything like that, and I'm blissfully ignorant.
You don't have a squishy organic brain. It's hard to get in there.
Alright.
All us fleshies got problems.
Wow.
So what a session, guys. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff.
Oh my god. We're not okay.
No, none of you are okay. It's really funny.
My echo's not me. Oh.
You guys are all the dogs sitting in the fire going, I'm fine, right now. Yep. So now it's the time of night when we like to award a based on performance kind of thing, nat 20 to the group.
Gotta go to Anji.
You guys, you guys can talk amongst yourselves.
I would like to put up Gray for backstory, for the good old lore dump.
I like that. Yeah.
It's gotta be something. I want to give a mention actually to Farewell, because again, still being able to do so much, going through a session, not talking, and yet still is like the most honed in character. Like the role play, I want everyone to know at home that the role play is subtle but really, really, really good. Coming from
Oh,
Kevin.
thank you. Thank you.
The fact that we can interpret what farewell means through just little things is because of Kepler being really, really good. So I at least want to say that.
Alright.
Agreed.
Let's throw it towards farewell this time. I think I had it on but it'll go to farewell.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, guys. It is not easy because I mean, my head is like I want to say so much and I can't.
Yeah, no, it's also the control because I know. I mean, you came off of playing the wizard. You're like such a smart player, and you're keeping it all in.
I can't say all this guy's BS. I can't call him out. I can't say anything. You know.
You can sign now. You can like sign things together.
Yeah, I'm working on getting the rest of the group in on that so that they can understand me too.
It's also a D20 for just being not messed up in the head.
Mine too.
I mean, who knows when that will occur?
Yeah. So next time you are in a castle and someone reads your fortune, try not to make them instantly die. And always add your proficiency bonus. Alright, see you next time, guys.